No, don't do it, Ross. Don't do it. No. Don't do it, Ross. Don't do it. No.
Hi.
WTF!
You alright, cocker? I am Ross from Cultaholic.com. You are my sexual wank pheasants, and it's that bastard time of the week once again, where I take a look at all of the WTF moments from this week's WWE Raw. You can't shield yourself because Roman Reigns. I think my brain just crapped itself. How on earth can WWE confiscate all of the banterful signs yet allow pish like that to fly in the arena? They're just no fun, are they? They're no fun whatsoever. And next up we have Michael Cole and Corey Graves, who both made a big hoo-ha about Roman Reigns being a fighting intercontinental champion, yet that man still carries that championship over his shoulder like a sack of spuds. So can he be that great, really? I don't think so, sassy bitch. Come on. Just look at how Roman Reigns used to carry the WWE championship when he held that, compared to how he's just thrown that spunk rag over his shoulder. I don't care if he fights for the Intercontinental Championship. It's clear to me that that prick is just holding that championship for the win bonus and nothing else. He brings more shit to that championship the way he carries it week on week on week. He did it again. He called Roman Reigns a real man. Dog, somebody needs to get David Attenborough on the blower. What the hell? What the hell, as Booker himself would say, is the real man dog related to the man bear pig? Hello, Michael, you don't need to tell us that Jason Jordy's cocky in those shorts. We can bloody well see it. Ow! And next up we have your boy Finn Balor, who said that he, Gallows and Anderson have been running for 10 years longer than Jason Jordan has known that Kurt Angle is his father. That had me all like, what? Oh, hell no. Hold up. So Jason Jordan found out that Kurt Angle was his dad in 2017. Your boy Finn Balor joined New Japan Pro Wrestling in 2006, but the Bullet Club didn't become a thing until May 2013. And then Gallows, by the way, he did not even join the Bullet Club until November 2013 after teaming with Anderson in the World Tag League of 2013. And then we have the fact that Finn came to America while those two were still in Japan, and when those two came from Japan to America, they were on the main roster and Finn was in NXT. So all of this has me all like, what's up with that? What's Finn talking about? I don't know. And at the end of the day, everything he said was complete nonsense because your boy Finn Balor didn't exist in Japan. That was Prince Devitt. Two grown men playing patty cake, that's not right. Like, we all know that WWE superstars' bodies never not hurt. They kill themselves just so we can sit back in a plastic chair with a hot dog and a beer and clap periodically. I can guarantee you one thing as well, though, that your boy Finn Balor is the only man on that WWE roster who has a sore face. Why and how the hell is he smiling so much? We get the fact that he's very happy to be teaming with his pals Gallows and Anderson once again, but the bloody Joker doesn't smile that much and his face is permanently like that. If you had to ask me for my medical opinion, I would tell you that Finn Balor needs drug tested because smiling that much, he looks like he's constantly off his tits. I tell you what, when your boy Finn Balor said he couldn't remember the word to describe Jason Jordan, but he knew that it began with an N, my arsehole started to twitch like a rabbit's nose. Rest in peace, Peter Beardsley. Christ almighty, what a world we live in. War Perry is doing the theme for the WWE Royal Rumble. Somebody pinch me. Ah! Oh, I have no idea who Mark McDonald is, but that guy holding that sign needs to stop Mark McDonald from farting in his eye. Why would you let anybody fart in your eye? Oh, I've had a crisis. The commentary team on last night's Raw said JBL's gonna be on the 25th anniversary of Raw. If he does turn up, you know what time it is. It's going to be John O'Clock! Come on! If Kane hasn't lost a step like you claimed last night, Michael Cole, then Michael Cole, you have lost your mind. Oh, he has. I better do that again. If Kane hasn't lost a step like you claimed last night on Raw, Michael Cole, then Michael Cole, you haven't lost your virginity. Nailed it. And Michael did it again. Michael last week, Brock Lesnar did not sit up like Kane. Brock Lesnar sat up like The Undertaker. Kane sits up like The Undertaker. I still miss The Undertaker. 2 weeks' time cannot come soon enough.
Undertaker face.
And then back with Maggle once again, he said that last week's brawl continued to continue. I think my brain needs a nappy because once again during the course of this video it's crapped itself. Now I know you're all probably expecting me to have a go at Broken Matt Hardy's new WWE theme, but I quite liked it. It was a toe tapper. It sounded like it should have belonged on a Pirates of the Caribbean film or something like that. What I am going to take issue here with though is Kevin done we have Broken Matt Hardy with a Broken Matt Hardy singles theme, yet the Hardy Boys trot an entrance ramp that was still there. Now I know it's not really Kevin Dunn's fault. There's an entire production team that works for WWE who presumably should have sorted that out for him, but you know, they're all nameless and faceless, so what's a boy to do? Tea time. So in the midst of a show where WWE were making a big hoo-ha about the history and the lineage of the Bullet Club, Booker T claimed he didn't recognize that Matt Hardy. This is the Matt Hardy, of course, that took the wrestling world by storm in 2016. Booker T, where the hell were you in 2016? How can they reference the lineage of one gimmick and then not reference the lineage of another gimmick? And don't you sit there and tell me that TNA Global Force Impact, Global Force TNA Impact TNA is a competitor for WWE these days, because it's just not. They're at very different levels. What isn't at different levels though is the 25,000 new subscribers to New Japan World, which went over there during Wrestle Kingdom times. That's where the competition is, yet they tell us about the Bullet Club. There's no competition over there, yet they don't tell us about Broken Matt Hardy's lineage. Vince McMahon likes weird and wacky hippies. Vince McMahon likes weird and wacky hippies. Vince McMahon likes weird and wacky hippies. They can do more than laugh, Vince. So next up we have The Miz. In the moment he told the world that he wants to be known as this generation superstar who is most synonymous with the Intercontinental Championship. Whoa now boy, don't you aim too high. Why does he want to go down in infamy in second place as a secondary champion? The three men he mentioned, the Ultimate Warrior, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, they're all Intercontinental champions, but it's fair to say that each of those men are more synonymous with the world title than they are Intercontinental champions. Ships. Shins. And I don't know about you, but I know which belt I would rather hop into bed with more times in a year. It's got Roman's greasy pubes on. The endless string of Bullet Club and New Japan references. Now we know what WWE were trying to do here by pandering to that section of the audience, but all they did was come across like that bellend we know who pretends to know everything about New Japan Pro Wrestling, even though he doesn't. He just knows more than you because you don't really watch it and he's seen a couple episodes in the past. No doubt of you some of have found it cool and good for you. I just found it a bit sad, but it does seem to indicate that WWE might be working a bit more with New Japan Pro Wrestling in the future. That's something to get excited about, I guess. Oh, Christ, Okada versus Kurt Hawkins. And next up we have Enzo Amore saying that Cedric Alexander only teamed with Goldust last week because that'll be the closest he gets to gold in 2018, as if it was some sort of insult, even though we all know it's absolutely 100% true, because the only belt Cedric Alexander can go for in WWE is coloured purple and silver. And next up we have Enzo Amore saying he's going to end 2018 in the same way he ended 2017. What do you mean, ill with a tube stuck up your arse? Here's a direct quote from Maggle Cole. Enzo Amore still in the ring with the champion Enzo Amore. Here's a quote from Ross Twiddell. Maggle Cole is still as much of a numpty as Maggle Cole. So in the last 7 days, Enzo Amore has had the flu. He's had a tube up his arse, he's busted his eyebrow, and he might have just shattered his ankle. If the injuries continue like this, he might go away for good. Get in there! Come on, Jesus! Come on! Shabba! Jesus, come on! Now, I don't know about you, but if I hadn't been in the ring for bedtime and Kurt Angle was trying to entice me back into the ring and that phone call ended with Kurt saying, "I've got to go, sorry, bye," and Kurt hanging up, I wouldn't be happy at all. I would take his offer and shove it straight up his cabriolet. That is rude as piss, Kurt. What are you doing? Do you not know how to conduct business? Sheamus shoots on WWE. He says right into Kurt Angle's face that when you don't have anything to do around here, it gets pretty boring. Now, I don't know. If I wasn't wrestling on Raw, I know what I would do. I'd sit back and watch Raw. Christ alive, if the wrestlers themselves know that Raw is very much boring as piss, what chance do any of us have? None. They make Asuka go outside in the depths of winter just wearing that. Surely that's got to be some form of cruelty in the workplace. There's no doubt about it. Her nips could have acted as swords in the new series of Game of Thrones. It would have been that bloody cool. Gee. And next up we have Alexa Bliss, who claimed that she wouldn't want to be Asuka when Nia Jax finds out what Asuka said about Nia Jax. Now she can't be talking about the same Asuka who has won 27 matches against Nia Jax compared to Nia Jax just beating Asuka once. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't give a toss. I would just call Nia the worst thing imaginable right to her face. And I know you're wondering what that is. It's a dirty macum. And now we have a really convoluted point while we're talking about Asuka here. WWE installing her as the clear favourite to win the Women's Royal Rumble is ignoring history. Who can forget the moment where Eva Marie tipped her out of the top rope, kicked it to the floor in NXT Battle Royal? I tell you who, I did on Cultaholic.com. Yes, I wrote an article on Cultaholic.com. Go and pay it a visit, will you? Detailing all the top contenders to win the Women's Royal Rumble, and I've made an absolute bollock of it. But not all hope is lost, because in that article I say that if Asuka doesn't win the Women's Royal Rumble, her undefeated streak is still intact, and by the fact that she has lost the Battle Royal in the past, and WWE are still having her undefeated streak as a thing, that just proves me point. Titus Worldwide coming out to face D-Bar instead of the Revival, the match we all wanted. I guess the WWE agree with Bullet Club when they say, F the Revival. Doesn't quite have to say that. And this time we have Booker T claiming that Cesaro and Sheamus debar make Apollo Crews look small. I Booker in the same way that the Big Show makes Matt Morgan look small. He's still absolutely massive, man. What are you talking about? Titus Worldwide defeat debar. WTF, I guess you didn't see that coming, just like you didn't see this dancing numpty coming. Y-O-U-apostrophe-R-E, you are awesome. You there, you are a numpty. Braun Strowman is a meme machine, and him destroying things is bloody lovely. But because of the nature of this show, I have two questions to ask. First of all, if that big metal thing he pulled down can be pulled down without nothing else falling down, what purpose does it serve? It's just as useful as a cock-flavoured lollipop if you don't in fact like cock. And then second of all, you have to question Braun's motives. Why does he want to quite literally murder the champion and the other guy in his match weeks before he goes into the match to challenge for the champion's championship? If there's no champion to wrestle, Braun can't have his championship match. And because he's not a heel, he's a tweener, he won't just be awarded the championship, he'll have to earn it all over again. So what's he doing? What's his purpose? What's he trying to achieve here? Poor Kane, bare EMTs for Brock Lesnar, but not one for him. Kane is the bounty in the celebrations tin that is WWE. What a shame for the lad. Tea time. And this time we have Booker T saying that the upcoming match between Rhino and Samoa Joe should be really nice because the two men in the ring are bona fide pros. What on earth do you mean by that? Everyone on the show is a pro, Booker T. What are you talking about? Even you, by some weird circumstance, you're a pro as well. It's called professional wrestling. Not any Tom, Dick or Harry can do it. And next up we have the moment where Nia Jax claims that Asuka cannot speak English. Complete bollocks, pal. We've seen a load of slow and awkward promos from Asuka. She even cut one on you before your match with Asuka at NXT TakeOver The End. What on earth is that nameless jobber doing? She's all set to get her ass handed to her by Asuka, but Nia Jax comes out, lays out Asuka, yet she runs away like one of those headless chicken pedestrians on Grand Theft Auto when I've got a chainsaw in hand. Here's an idea for you, pal. Wait until Nia Jax is finished beating up Asuka and then feed off the scraps. Put your name in the history books. Become the first woman ever in WWE to defeat Asuka. You Egypt. Made a grave mistake, Corey. Corey Graves, this time in the midst of his little stiffy for all the elite references, comes out with this. Often imitated, never duplicated. There's only one original Balor Club. Somebody needs to tell Corey Graves that the Young Bucks, who of course were in your boy Finn Balor's Bullet Club, and the new Bullet Club have gone on record as saying that the new Bullet Club is their favourite Bullet Club, and therefore by default better than the old Bullet Club. I mean, if people who have been on the inside of both clubs are saying one is better than the other and you're saying the opposite despite never being in either club, you're absolutely knackered, Corey Graves. Just stop lying or your schneck will be bigger than your Jimmy Neutron quiff. Made a grave mistake, Corey. This time Corey claims that Jason Jordan is better than Dean Ambrose. I mean, he's not. It's a scientific fact that Dean Ambrose is better than Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan is not better than Dean Ambrose. Corey Graves, for thinking such a stupid thing, you're a grade 1 numpty. Tea time. And this time we have Booker T, who says that he's a cook and he loves being in the kitchen. I knew it! I bet when it's the actual tea time in Booker T's house, he uses the little jingles from this sick guy's videos to call his kids down the stairs. What a lovely day. But the fact that Booker T had to reference that he is a cook and he loves being in the kitchen just so he can get out the line at this match has the recipe for being a disaster, it makes me want to take these 2 fingers and push me to my eyes. They're all coming back today. Seth Rollins finally gets to Roman Reigns to make a tag, but Jason Jordan gets in the ring, distracts the referee. The referee turns around, sees Roman Reigns in the ring, tells Roman Reigns to get out because he didn't see the tag. Now, if last week's SmackDown Live has taught me anything, it's that there's always a referee sitting in the back waiting to come out to set the record straight when a little bit of tomfoolery happens like this. Where was he? That's it for your WTF moments for this week's WWE Raw. I've been Ross from Cultaholic.com. Follow me on the Twitter machine at RossOnWrestling. Pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Anything you can give will be greatly appreciated and rejiggered into loads of lovely things. But most importantly of all, do not forget to join us